Hey, how's everyone doing? My name's Alex and this is Craft Mindset.
I don't know about you guys, but I am exhausted. I am tired, I am done, I'm over it. You know, just had one of those weeks where just like, I guess it's not just that everything hit me at once, but feels like it. A lot of it's out of my control. You know, California's on fire. Black people are still being shot. Then on top of that, I have a lot going on in my personal life that is just exhausting. And yeah, I don't really want to think about it. One thing that helps me is crafting. So today we will be making a craft project as promised. Well, I didn't promise, but you know, that's what you're here for, right?
Today we're going to talk about using crafts as a tool to de-stress. I want to do things a little different today. I'm going to try something new with this crafting idea. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this craft, and then while we're doing the craft, I'll give you my spiel. So let's get started. On theme with our last project, we will be making some more shapes. I'm sure you're familiar with origami, but maybe you don't feel confident in your abilities, or you aren't sure if you have the supplies for this project. And I'm here to tell you that, first of all, you can do it. And second of all, you have the supplies. All you need is paper. And you don't need origami paper. I have origami paper because I do a lot of origami. But you don't need to use origami paper. You can use Post-its. You can use junk mail. You can use whatever you have on hand. I found this old magazine laying around my house. I ripped some pages out of it. But yeah, so if you want to make origami paper, pick a corner that is on the unripped side. Use this one. And I'm gonna fold it up. This is nice because there's a nice edge there that I can use. And you're just gonna line up these edges and crease. All right. So yeah, that's not a square yet. And the next thing I'm gonna do is take this extra paper and I'm going to, I think I'm gonna fold it back. Sometimes that's easier. And I'm gonna match it up as best as I can to this line. It's okay if it's not perfect, just, you know, put some effort into it. And then I'm actually gonna fold it the other way as well, just to make it easier because I don't have scissors with me right now. All right, then it helps if you wet this line. You can use water, you can use spit, but putting your fingers close to the line on one side and ripping from the edge. Watch how I move my fingers down as I'm ripping it. Oop, got a little bit, okay. Back on track. And, oop, there. Oh, forgot about this bit. Honestly, it would be better if you had scissors. And then you open it up and you have a square. Yep. The type of origami that we're gonna do today is called modular origami. So I turned this paper into one piece and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that in just a minute. This is called a Shinobi unit. This is one piece used to make these shapes. And you can make different shapes if you make more pieces, but I'm just gonna show you how to make these two basic shapes today. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to do the Shinobi unit first. I want this side to show, so I'm gonna put the opposite side up. So put the side that you like facing down and the side that you don't care about, because we won't see it, facing up. To make this easier, try to follow along the way that I'm doing it. Try to match your picture to my picture. And if you want to make this real fun, you can do an affirmation for each Shinobi unit that you have. And an affirmation is just like an I statement that you either believe or that you wish you believed. So for this first one, I could say, I'm capable of anything that I put my mind to. And you could write that in, or you could just think about it and focus on it while you make your Shinobi unit. One of my coping skills to deal with my never-ending ruminating and anxiety that makes my life miserable is to stay busy and occupied. I find that working on a project with my hands helps me reduce stress and boredom. And a lot of times I do that through origami because it helps me stay focused and busy. Now, I've never owned a fidget spinner, unfortunately, but while I was doing some reading for this project, I learned that there actually hasn't been a lot of research on the science of fidgeting, but there are some theories. One theory is that we fidget as an evolutionary mechanism because we needed to be focused on multiple things at once. And to occupy us, now we just fidget. Another theory is that it helps us manage our attention, so maybe if we're getting bored, it can help stimulate us. On the other hand, if we're overstimulated, if we're stressed, it can help us lower that stimulation by helping us focus on something. Another theory is that we just like ritual and routines. One theory is that we fidget to deal with our more sedentary lifestyle. Again, that would be evolutionary, I suppose. One theory that was a little weird was that we use fidgeting to bond with objects to fill the emotional gap that we don't have with humans. But that doesn't really explain just like body movement fidgeting, like shaking your leg. So I'm not so sure about that one. One theory that I would like to add that I did not see, but that may be included in one of the other theories, is that we use fidgeting as a way to deal with stress because stress gives us that burst of energy, fight or flight anyone, and we need something to channel that energy into. So, fidgeting. Being distracted helps me focus until I get too distracted. I find that fidgeting helps me deal with stress. I find that I hold a lot of stress in my body, and so I'll stretch a lot to deal with it. And I don't mean like stretch regularly like a normal person or like the logical way to deal with it, but I'll just stretch like in the middle of the day, just, you know, swing my body back and forth or something like that to deal with it. I also fidget when I'm nervous. One of my bosses called me out on it once. They noticed that I would always tug on my ear when I was trying to ask them something, and that's because I was nervous. And honestly, these days I've been doing origami to help me stay focused when I'm in a Zoom call or when I'm in a training and no one can see what I'm working on, so I don't feel bad about it. It's not really distracting anyone. I know it can distract people in normal meetings, but yeah, Zoom life. First of all, fidgeting seems to be something that most people do. How do you guys fidget? When do you find yourself fidgeting? Another reason I think that origami is so important to me, or really any paper craft, is that it puts me in a state of flow. Have you guys heard of flow before? I hadn't heard about it until recently, and basically, to put it simply, flow is when you're in the zone. You kind of lose sense of time and space, and you're really just focused on what you're working on. I think it's a really cool idea. Flow. What puts you guys in a state of flow? So for me, like I said, origami or any paper craft puts me in that state of flow, and I feel like it's so refreshing to not be worrying about things for however long you're in the zone. You know, I'm not worrying about someone that ate my lunch at work last week, or that my bike tire's flat, or that California's on fire, or that we're in a pandemic. So it's just really nice to be able to focus on something and kind of just refresh myself. You guys have things that you do that refresh you, that put you in the zone and make you feel like a new person? Just take a break for a sec. 2020 isn't giving us any, so you gotta make it for yourself. I guess there's not much to say about this video. I just hope you guys enjoy this. I hope that you guys have something that allows you to take a break from everything that's going on in the world and in your lives. And I hope that you're nice to yourself right now during these hard times. It's not forever. Change is happening, but we'll grow and we'll adapt, and eventually we're gonna hit a new peaceful normal. And then we'll be able to pretend that we all have friends again. And you can actually make bigger shapes than this. You can use 12 pieces to make an octahedron. You can use, I think the most I've done is 32, and it makes this really cool like ball. But it is a lot harder. I think that one took me a long time to put together and figure out. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy this, and it's kind of easy, repetitive task. I made these during a meeting. And next week we can learn how to take our cubes and make that into a fidget toy. So I hope you guys will come back for that. All right, bye.